right, Catfish.
Skibidi bop ba doo bop ba dee bop ba. The Come Up TV. Welcome to the Come Up TV, aka the Come Up Television. We are joined by our two guests, Mikey Tyra and Tyler Fernengel of Michigan. Gentlemen, what up?
Hey. What up?
Tyler said that he was not going to do the interview unless you did the song.
Well, there you go. We did it.
And he did it.
What's up, boys?
What up?
I'm getting this ball open for you guys so we can all see what's up with this rubber band ball. Yeah.
Dude.
Wait, break up some. Are you guys nervous about this at all?
Please
Very
stop.
nervous.
Please try to avoid banging on the table.
I'm not going to bang on the table.
Also, I just want to mention the fact that Catfish and I wore the same hoodie.
Yeah, I scared Adam. Well, you'll see the
clip right here. Yeah.
We didn't even plan this. We just shout out to Ralph at Animal.
He scared the shit out of me. And I would also like to send a shout out before we really get going here to Brandon Began because he went back to the house and got the charger for me.
Shout out.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Brandon.
that.
This
And also,
incense is bringing a nice
yeah.
essence.
You like this?
We're burning incense. You might not be able to see it on the
Normally smells
camera.
like cat shit and cum in here, so.
Yeah. Mikey Tyra kind of smells like those things as well. And look at this fake poop that Catfish brought. It was
he
very
got
nice
us
of
all.
you.
It smells really good, actually. I dig it.
It smells like Spencer's or Hot Topic.
Where we both spend a lot of time. We all spend a lot of time. Catfish actually has a part-time job at Hot Topic. A lot of people don't know that.
Plugs there.
Plug.
Do you guys? There's Hot Topic? It's in Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So actually, that's why we're doing this interview is to announce that Mikey Tyra is sponsored by Hot Topic. Off cult on Hot Topic. Congrats, Mikey.
Wearing his custom gangster chain is available at Hot Topic. Comes with a matching wristwatch. 1995.
TikTok.
Comes with a free belly button ring. All right, we're out. We got it out.
You got
I see that?
Okay. Okay. Please do not bounce out on the table.
Adam gets so annoyed when you touch the table.
Well, if you tap the table, it makes noise. That's a fact of life.
So let's talk Michigan. Let's start with Michigan. Michigan, hotbed. I live close to Michigan.
But so you guys say you guys are not from Detroit per se, but you say you're from Detroit. Are you posers or what? How does this work?
Not technically. Like,
Great start.
No. I got this question like a few times. Like, 'cause people are like, are you actually living in the city of Detroit? And I'm like, not technically, but like, since we're staying in Koreatown, but we still say we're in LA, it's like the same thing. Like 10 minutes, it's like 10, 15 minutes away from our house. So
what
like,
city are you from?
Taylor, Michigan.
Taylor, Michigan.
Taylor gang.
I moved
Taylor
a
gang.
lot. Like, I did live in Detroit at one point early on, but currently, like, my mom lives in Wyandotte and my dad lives in Dearborn Heights. So.
Oh, yeah.
So when did you guys start hanging out? Let's hear about this.
About like 11 years old or 10 years old.
No, I think it was like 11, 12. Actually, this is funny. When I first met Mikey, he had been telling me he was 14. And we were...
yeah.
And
Wow, lying about his age.
He was lying to me.
Why were you lying about your age?
Mikey,
at
hit the
such a
thing on
young
the side of
age?
your seat and make your chair go down so your face will be closer to the mic.
Hey, no, but for real, yeah. The age thing.
We
I
were
was
young.
Just,
He wanted to sound cool.
I was just a
he was
young
older than me.
retard. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted
It was
to.
always cool to lie about being older.
It was
Well, that's a
at
thing
that
kids
time.
do.
It was because I was
sure.
a youngin. So.
Where did you guys first link up at?
TRP.
TRP.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jason Sutchin. He still runs it, right?
He's a
Still
G.
going.
Yeah.
To Jason Sutchin.
We were there
Running
for
strong.
Christmas.
Yeah,
So how
that's
long
right.
have they been around?
Jeez, TRP's been around for a long time because Jason's probably owned it for at least 15 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's the second owner. Right?
Yeah.
And so you guys were park rats to start, I'm assuming? You guys were just learning everything in the park?
Rode that one
Yeah,
park.
not necessarily park
Ceiling was
rats. No,
same
but
size as this.
we didn't
actually
have anywhere
lower
else to
than
go
this.
for ramps. or
So you
anything.
guys, was it just nonstop progression back in the day? Were you guys
Yeah.
just
Basically.
riding? Mikey describes this all the time. He's like, me and Tyler, man, we be in there 8 hours a day just learning
We would.
Longer than
everything.
that.
learning
Seriously.
every trick back to back. Like we learned how to jump a coping to coping spine together.
I
like,
can remember
he
that.
jumped
like,
it, and I
that
went
night.
behind him, and we were just like so hyped.
It was pretty crazy.
Amazing.
Like the mini ramp that's been
Yeah, yeah.
there forever. That coping spine, like I think we were both 11 or something, 12. And
Damn.
it was so like that was like a big thing. We sat there all night and we're like, just kept airing, so scared to jump over it. And then
Over the spine.
Yeah, we were
You
like
guys are-
that little. We were
You all were really young
We were
then.
Yeah.
little.
We were
And then
little.
I remember I jumped it, and as I'm going up the court on the next side, I look back, and Mikey's like going right over it, and just like,
Damn.
and that's how we always progress.
How did you guys get into riding to begin with?
I used to skateboard when I was like 6 years old. Like I always rode a skateboard, and then I got this hip surgery, this gnarly ass hip surgery, and it like cut me off from skateboarding because like the foot I push with is my left leg, and I got a ton of surgery done on that. So
why, like just from crashing or just?
No, I had a osteoporosis.
What?
In my hip.
That's
joint.
like you got to be 75, at least 75
it was just
to
a
have
blood.
that.
It was just a blood disease.
Damn.
Like, and my hip joint started losing blood supply and chipping away. So it would grind every time I moved my leg. It would grind on my pelvis, and like there would be a sharp edge to catch it, and like it would hurt really, really bad. So
you had to get surgery on this, or what?
I got surgery. They put a plate in for 6 months and like cut my whole leg in half and rotated the joint to. No, they did.
And how old were you?
This happened when I was 13.
So you were riding, but only for a couple of years.
No, I didn't even ride when I had surgery. It was
but before that, I mean. Oh, it was mostly
surgery?
from skateboarding that you fucked it up?
No, but I was skateboarding at the time when my hip got fucked up. And then I got the surgery, didn't get to do anything really, like was in a wheelchair for like 4 months or something. And then after that, I tried, like after it healed, I rode a skateboard again. And it was a lot easier because it didn't hurt. And then got a bike at TRP, like started riding Jason Suchin's bike actually. I rode his bike like for the first time ever. Yeah, he had a gyro, front brakes, and back brakes.
So were you doing nose picks? Were you hopping in nose picks?
No, I just learned how to jump the box jump.
Okay.
My first time. And then I just loved it. So I started hitting up everyone, like trying to get bike parts and like building up scavenging for a bike, and then got a bike and then started riding like every day. And then I met him probably like a couple months after that.
Did you not really have like a BFF to ride with all the time until you met Tyler?
No, it was just me. My brother rode skateboards. My brother's 22 now, and he rode skateboards when he was like the same age as me, like 13. So he got me into that when I was like 6 or whatever.
Okay.
It was sick though.
Who was better early on?
Me and my brother?
No, you and Tyler.
I have no idea.
Well, I came in. Mikey had already been there. Like I didn't really go to. He kind of grew up there. Like even when he was younger, like rollerblading, skateboarding, scootering. He was
How long did you
like,
rollerblade for?
That was just a little thing, like same with scootering.
He was just good at everything. He could do it all. But I started like I didn't go to the skate park until I was like 12, 13. But because I grew up racing motocross.
Okay.
Like my first race was like when I was 3 years old. My dad had me doing that. And
3.
Yeah. On my 3rd birthday, he picked me up from school with a PW50 in the back of the van.
What?
Like, and that's how.
3?
Yeah, that's how I got into like 2 wheels. But
his dad is a G. I just want to let
but how do you? What
Shout out
kind
to
of
my
motorcycle does a 3-year-old get?
It's a Yamaha PW50. The wheels are like this big.
This is Michigan. This is like
anything could happen out there, huh?
Yeah, they go up north. They go up north and do shit
No,
up
but
north.
like pretty much since I was born, there's pictures of me before I could walk. I was sitting on the gas tank of like my dad's KX500, just dirt bikes for like 12 years.
Just all that growing up. That's all you ever did.
Yeah.
Then how the hell did you transition out of that into something weird like BMX?
Well, I mean, I always had a bike because it was just kind of when you can't ride your dirt bike, you're imagining you're on your dirt bike. So, but like at all the motocross tracks, there were usually like that's what the kids would do after we raced. There was like little dirt jumps, and we'd all just kind of ride. But I never really was like into it. And then we kind of slowly had to stop racing because of money problems. It's just really expensive sport.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, pretty much I just started going to the skate park all the time.
Really? Damn, that's cool.
I had a BMX bike, and that was like the next best thing. And yeah, that was it. And then I met him. Pretty much been side by side since then.
And then you did the crazy thing that like inspired me to let more kids know about what you did. Explain what happened with Woodward and how you made the decision to quit school. Well, not quit school, switch schools, move to California, and ride.
So, let's see. I was in 9th grade. Yeah, I was in 9th grade, and then just the thing called Woodward U came up, and I just got my mom sent them. It was really expensive. I think it was like $30,000 a semester
for a year, for a semester or for a year.
No, for the year, something like that. Something
$30,000 a year
like,
still sounds insane, but holy shit.
Yeah, like no way we could ever afford that. That's ridiculous. So basically, my mom just started like emailing the people there, and I don't know. She sent them my videos, and maybe I don't really know what, but they saw something and were like, "We'll help you out. Like, we want to get him out here," and because it had never been done before.
The Woodward U thing.
Yeah,
in general.
yeah. So I was like the first kid or one of them. So I went out. Like middle after there's 2 semesters in a school year, So I did one semester in 9th grade. So technically, that's all the knowledge I have of high school. Never went to a dance, prom, none of that.
Really?
Went to Woodward and did my second semester there. Basically, we just do online homework and then get to ride after at Woodward.
Right. And just get to ride. And did you have people instructing you riding wise, or was it just?
It wasn't.
Just
it was
all
literally
the time
like just a
park?
bunch of like kids, like being bad little 14-year-old kids at Woodward in the off season.
Really?
And it was more skateboarders. There was only like 2 bike riders.
Did you have more? Like, did you have much supervision? Were there people like keeping you out of trouble, or could you kind of do whatever you wanted?
Did I come and speak at your class? I think I came.
You
and
did,
speak,
yeah.
so
and we didn't really know each other.
Yeah, that was like and then it was after that. The next time we went up is we did an edit and we put young Tyler. That might be like the first.
I just bought a chicken.
That's right.
And it came with biscuits.
We'll have to put the clips in here so they can see.
And there's this one clip of Tyler, and he does we think a fly-out whip and then a bar into a bank.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yep.
But he was just a little kid. I remember Charlie being extremely excited about him. I don't know if I met you for more than a second.
But he was like, Tyler was one of those kids where, like you go to a skate park and you'll meet lots of kids. And there's always the young kids that like get it and they're super cool. And he struck me as one of those kids. Like, oh, he's cool. He can hang out with us. Because we're a wild bunch anyway.
But your
guys
mom
were crazy.
Your mom must have really been looking out for you, that she was like helping you with the...
oh, for sure.
So you always had super supportive parents?
Yeah, like my dad was motocross my whole life, and BMX, like taking me to the park.
Right.
My mom definitely supported it, like a lot of it money wise as well. So, but yeah, I did one full semester at Woodward, and then started. I was sponsored by Albies and Redline then, and then I actually just started like going on trips a lot more, and then. I'm bad at doing my schoolwork, so after that semester, I tried just living in Michigan and doing online work for 10th grade, and then pretty much was traveling so much already, and
What kind of trips were you going on back then, though?
Well, I went to Costa Rica. That was my very first, like...
With who, Albies?
It was for Feast.
Okay. So you started getting, like, contest opportunities
yeah, like,
and
I
stuff
went
like
with
that,
Redline, like, Flip from Albies and Dosh and, like, just the Redline crew. And then going on, like, little Albies trips and then... Yeah, and then the Osiris stuff came around, and I filmed that video in Vegas with Kyle Carlson.
Right, yeah, you were a child of Vital for a while there. That was kind of how you were getting hyped up for a little while.
I do have to shout out to Kyle. He did help me, like, was just pretty much put me on with the first video. That video blew me up, I would have to say.
The one with the crazy roof to rail as the ender?
Yeah,
Can we talk about this?
No, it wasn't.
It was the roof gap. Like, you jumped off the roof. What was it? Like?
No, it was... There was a roof to rail in that one, like roll off a roof onto a rail, and then the ender was like a second stage, like gap to a second stage.
But this is the thing about the roof to rail is that some dude just films it across the street on his phone and puts it online, and the clip goes viral on Reddit. And so there's like millions of views. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I haven't looked up this clip in forever, but so many views of like, and you see Carlson like running away and stuff because they're
pretty funny. Yeah.
And Charlie took the clip of Carlson running and put it in Ruin Your Whole Summer or something. Like I just remember he used it in an edit or something. It was really funny. But so when did you start to feel like you actually were like, oh, I'm like becoming a pro rider? Like I don't know. Like,
well. Probably once I had seen how much recognition I got after that video. So that was like, I filmed that video in 4 days in Vegas. Like he flew me out because it was for Osiris. Because Kyle got me that whole deal too.
Right.
And that happened at Mike Spinner's contest. Remember that? Yeah. That's like where I really met you and Devon. That's where I met Devon. Yeah. But he asked me what I thought after that contest, what I thought about Osiris, and of course I was like, hell yeah, that's so sick. Like. Sign me up.
So what did it feel like actually making money from a sponsor at such a young age?
I never got paid
you didn't?
by Osiris, no.
Oh, really?
I was just doing, it was promised for a long time, but yeah.
That happens
the whole program only really lasted like a couple of years there.
And weren't they in it before, and then they dropped out and then came back, and I was in like the second round
in like the mid-late 90s, and they stayed around.
Round two, I had high hopes for it. They had a good team.
But then they just kind of fizzled out. They got like a good team together, and then I don't know, they didn't want to keep going with it or something.
It happens to everybody in BMX, though.
Talking to the fucking mic. What do you think we're doing here?
I don't have my headphones.
It feels so far away. I gotta like keep leaning.
Yeah, you gotta be right.
Kev is just leaning on his chin and shit. So what happens when Mikey? he's starting to get all these opportunities and stuff, and you're still stuck in Michigan, just fucking picking your butt. What happened?
I don't know.
Did you feel kind of left out when you started to get these opportunities?
No, not necessarily. I got a girlfriend at the time, and that was when I first started like falling in love with this girl, and like he never fell in love before, so like all that was happening, he just kept pushing his shit, and I just kind of like chilled out. Like I was like, fine, I'm gonna hang out with my girlfriend. Like I really like this girl, whatever. I was young, stupid, didn't even care. First time falling in love. So yeah, I chilled, and then was like, oh shit, what am I doing? And then started riding a lot more.
Got his shit together.
When did you get your shit together?
Since he met you guys.
That was when you got your shit together?
Well, like, made somewhat of a move to, like, he made it out here. And
I mean,
started,
I probably still don't have my shit
you see how far he's come. But you see how much he's done in, like,
the first step.
a couple months.
Right.
Or, like, a year.
How long you been out here?
6 months? 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and see, like, he went from, like, just chilling in Michigan and...
How many girls have you banged?
In LA or
how many girls have you banged
in 6 months? In the last 6 months?
Oh, okay.
I know a few.
This question
more than 5.
What do you say?
Vegan knows.
Vegan knows a few. You fucking dirty Eskimo brothers.
Some.
Some is not a number.
Good answer.
No, that is a good answer.
Some of what?
Some of some.
The sum of one number plus another number.
Yeah.
No, but okay. So how did you? What was your first sponsor, Mikey?
Actually, I started getting flowed parts from Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I met Jim Selinsky in Austin, Texas for Texas Toast, and my bike had gotten stolen the day before the contest, and I got in it unsponsored. Like, I just registered and went on my own.
Right.
And then my bike got stolen, so the next day, like, Corey was riding for Sunday at the time. He, like, hit him up, was like, yo, my friend's bike got stolen.
Shout out to Corey.
Like,
shout out to
Corey, he hooked it up. Shout out to Jim C, too, because he gave me his personal bike, like his bike that he was riding.
Really?
Yeah, and it was just missing, like, tires or something, so I went to Empire, and I picked up, like, some tires and grips and just got it rolling, and then I actually finished an edit, which is pretty old. It's on Vimeo, I think.
Okay.
It's in Austin.
Was it for Sunday, though?
No. It was just an Austin edit. Like, it wasn't nothing, like, set or, like, in detail or wrote down or anything.
Right.
It was just a hookup, like...
But so then how did you get on with the people?
I met Andrew White because he came down and was shooting photos with Tyler.
Yeah, when, you know the dig where I got the cover rolling in on the. He came, stayed with me for a week.
Oh,
Mikey was riding with us every day, so he was also shooting photos of him, and then.
And then Andrew became the TM for We the People and just hit me up like, yo. He called me and was like, yo, you want to ride for We the People? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. I was hyped. I was like. Fuck yeah.
So maybe we should cover then. We'll just fast forward to what happened with Colt.
We the People.
Sponsor jumper over here.
I'm not a sponsor jumper. That was over some amount of time. Like,
yeah.
But no, We the People treated me well. Like they definitely shout out to them for everything they did to me and for me, and they hooked it up. But I just decided to start making other moves. Like We the People is not in LA, so it's like. It's just easier for me to like go to a warehouse and like see dudes that I can just drive up to, and they're not like living like across the country in a different area.
Do you feel like you're a good fit for the Cult team? Do you get along with them when you go on trips and stuff?
Yeah, I love being a part of Cult.
Okay.
It's sick.
Who's your favorite person to ride with on the team?
I like them all. Like,
give me one.
Andrew Castaneda.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Grant Jermaine? You think you could beat him in a game of bike?
I will not answer that question. But I'm down.
You guys are supposed to go at it, I heard.
It's like everyone determines skill level off of game of bike.
I know.
feel like.
Who would win in a game of bike between you two?
We don't play games of bike.
We don't. Not even.
We play.
Never.
Well, I always play with my friends. No letters. Like let's just try and do each other's trick.
Okay.
And then it never ends.
I would kill Adam in a game of bike.
No, you can't do any tricks.
You guys can both. You have. Well, he does crazy flatland stuff.
I did a 180 bar over hip the other day.
He did.
Adam
took
thinks,
about 30 tries.
Adam thinks he can 180 a 5-foot street spine.
Oh God, I'm so sick of talking about this.
Is this
I wish I never said that.
You're gonna live it down until
I
you
have
do
no.
it.
Why do I care?
Did you just call it out one day? Like I can do that, or
I don't know how it came up. He just said like you couldn't do this, and I was like, it was because I said back in the day that I wanted like a 4-foot spine, and when I was like 18, and he's like, you couldn't do a 5-foot spine, and I was like, I don't know.
Why don't you just like make that your goal and do it?
I gotta go find one
on a 6-foot quarter.
What? That is absurd. Of course I could. I'll kickflip into a 6 foot.
I want to do. We got to do.
I will
ice
pick tab into a 6 foot quarter. What'd you say?
Began just said, I've never seen Adam drop in on a quarter pipe.
Bullshit. Me and you had a fucking manual session at the skate park that one time. We were doing deck manuals all day. Actually, that was Stevie. Oh, wait, was it you? Fuck. Are you guys into the games of bike? Would you play a game of bike against Mikey on video for YouTube? Or does that strike you as like, shit, like, no, it's kind of weird?
It's not a big deal.
I don't care, but it's like...
It's messing around. It's not like
do that tomorrow.
For blood.
Yeah,
it could be for blood. Like, let's do it on the Sabrosa fly around the yard.
I will lose.
Yes, you're right. He would probably...
Do you have a YouTube channel?
But we can...
Either of you guys?
I don't. Because all my videos that I've done are just through the MARKIT video was MARKIT's, and you guys posted it to come up. Thank you.
Shout out to Christian.
It's about to hit 1 million.
Damn, really? Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the Red Bull videos. Red Bull.
Yeah, let's talk about the Red Bull videos.
Wait.
That's later.
We should probably get to that later. The Red Bull video was good, but let's keep talking about games of bike. Were you okay? But as a fan, were you looking forward to Sean McCanny versus Stevie?
When was that?
You don't even know.
So
it came out like a month or two ago.
Oh wait, I do. Yeah, I remember seeing that now. They were. That wasn't like a real game. It was kind of
weird. Right?
That was weird because Stevie was doing like tail up to frame stand. Nobody does that except Big Daddy.
Yeah.
And shout out to Big Daddy.
And then fucking Sean was doing all the tire ride stuff, which that's fair tricks, but at the same time, it's kind of, you know,
because he didn't do the first one and then they kept doing it. So I think there should be like a real somewhere else.
Flat ground is the ultimate proving ground.
Yeah.
Flat, yeah, and without like.
Be nice.
I mean, I guess.
Or maybe them two on a Sabrosa rail.
Them two, but no, on a Sabrosa rail, Sean's got Stevie on the Sabrosa rail because Sean is the grind master and Stevie has crazy hop tricks and super dialed on flat ground and stuff. I mean, obviously Sean is too, but hello, Tony the Cat.
Yeah, I don't know. That's it.
Yeah,
they should do it again.
They should do it again and
set some like rules, some guidelines of what. And
no
what
catfish tricks.
My tricks are incredible,
no,
diabolical.
So, what? When did you end up making the move to San Diego?
Interesting. Oh yeah, I was still trying to do online school, I think, and when I first started coming to California, I was staying with Dosh. In Huntington because we both rode for Redline, and he lived with Anthony Napolitan and Drew Bazanson. I started doing that.
And how was that for you, though? Were you going and riding skate parks all the time, or would you try to convince them to go ride street?
No, I was riding street a lot. Like Dosh went through like his street phase too, especially hanging out with me. Like I feel like I influenced him a little bit, which was so sick to see him like riding something different because he kills it. And then I don't know. We would just he liked to drive around a lot, so we would be taking trips down to San Diego, and that's really how I really met Dennis.
Okay, so that was like the big connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I started. He would he took me down there one time for a weekend. I stayed for the weekend and then flew home, and then Dennis ended up texting me and was like, "Hey, I want you to come stay out here." He paid for my flight. Flew out to San Diego, stayed with him, and was basically he was just like, "You're sick, pretty much, and if the crew likes you, I want you to be a part of this crew." And it was
that's crazy because you're the only person that they added ever since the video.
Yeah, it was it's really crazy how all that worked. But I don't know, Dennis is a legend and saw something in me and just like, "Hey, come stay and see how it goes. You can start filming some clips here and there," and then that's pretty much how it went.
Right. How'd you get on Red Bull?
I don't know.
At what point was that?
That was I would have to say I think I could thank Drew and Anthony a little bit for. I'm sure they
it was during
put in
that
some
time period
good
when
words.
You were staying out there. And
yeah,
stuff?
They definitely had some nice things to say about me. I was living with them and they liked me, so I really don't know how that happened, especially so quickly because usually you're on their radar for a couple of years.
Right, you got on super young.
How did you find out? Did they surprised you in a cool way?
There'd it was definitely a cool way, but there had been some talk I was gonna be on, so I kind of knew, but it wasn't I didn't expect it for a long time. And then they asked me to come out. Hucker had his own event. I forget what it's called. I don't know. It was in Texas somewhere, but it was me, Drew, Hucker, Morgan Wade was there, a few other guys. Yeah. Urban Rhythm.
Yeah, Urban Rhythm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I was just out there hanging out, and it was so random. Like, we were just riding, and Drew comes up, and I don't suspect anything, so it's just all normal. He's like, hey, how do you like that helmet? And I was wearing a Bell helmet. It's like, it's sick. Like, and I'm not even thinking he rides for POC or POC or whatever. And he's like, let me see it. Like, I've been thinking about getting one. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, here, try it. And he's just like feeling it. And then he literally turns around and punts my helmet. I was like, I was like, there's a video of it online. Like, someone was filming it from far away. And I was like, what the hell, dude? Like, why did you just do that? Like, now I got to go walk and grab my helmet. And as I'm like about to run down the stairs, or run down the ramp to go get my helmet, he like grabs me and he's like, no, wait. And then someone like walks up out of nowhere with like a helmet and pulls it out. And then there was like hundreds of people there, and everyone's watching and start clapping.
Damn, that's awesome.
It was sick. I definitely like teared up. I was like not expecting that at all.
That's awesome.
And then, Hucker came up. Yeah, Hucker came out of nowhere with a helmet. He's like, congratulations. And then that night, it was so sick because it was like a party for me, like the new athlete. And I'm only 17. Wow. They had me in a bar, and it was sick. It was really cool.
They go hard.
That's sick.
Red Bull does everything to the max.
I bet you drank a lot of Red Bull that night.
I did.
Yeah. Mixed with some other things?
No. Pure. They gave me drink tickets for Red Bulls.
Really?
Free Red Bulls.
Just you go home and you just lay in bed and you just can't sleep. Just
I'm on Red Bull. Can't get enough.
It's funny because that's probably what kids think, is that like when you're on Red Bull, you have to only drink that. You can never go to sleep. You're just always like raging out. Grr. Shout out to Red Bull. This is Red Bull. This is clear Red Bull. They're working on this. It's a little science project we got going.
Red Bull.
And do you think that the people at home can only see Tony the Cat's head right now?
I wonder.
I'd like to also point out that Tony got ashed on by the incense, and he doesn't even care. Like,
I was wondering what his dirty little head was there. Yeah.
Too. Tony.
Clean his head. Come on.
Clean his head.
We got to take him to get clean soon.
Yeah, he is a dirty cat.
Yeah. I was just asking Mikey that. Like, he probably never gets a bath, huh?
Well,
because I didn't really want to pet him.
He doesn't ever get fed. Or love.
No, he gets fed all the time. You know that we found out that the reason why he's so fat is because he eats the taco meat that they give him outside.
Oh, I thought he was eating T-shirts.
Probably tries. He peed on the ground the other day, too. Hey, can we talk about the Michigan DVD?
Holy shit.
The Michigan video.
How'd you guys both become part of that project? And who started that? Whose idea was it?
Corey
Wagowski and Alex Burnside.
Yeah, Burnside, the filmer.
So they said, we're going to put Michigan on the map. We're going to do a DVD.
They said, yeah.
And did they pick out
the homies filming? Let's get it.
It was just like our crew. Like, it wasn't really like we're gonna pick who's in this. It was just like
everybody was riding together.
We all ride together anyways. And there are actually some guys in there like from northern Michigan who I've never even met. But it's just like Corey's from like far north,
right?
Up
like
there,
Lansing
so
area.
he knows a lot. Like, he knows the whole state,
right?
But yeah, it was just.
So what were the filming missions like for that? Did Alex film all of it?
Yeah, and Corey
too.
Alex
okay.
and Corey.
And so they would just come meet up with you guys because you guys were clearly like the younger dudes of the crew, or what?
We were dumb about that.
Really?
Because both of us, like, I don't know, we both weren't really satisfied with our parts, but that was our own fault because we were stubborn and never wanted to like meet up, and we were just hanging out, like.
Exactly.
And Corey was just being like responsible, like, about this video, like, but we saw him as like being a dick.
Why? Because he would just hit you up a lot.
We were just young and like felt like someone was trying to tell us what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's just because we were both so like I said, we were young and being dumb. And now that I look back, I'm like, Corey was just being real. Like, okay, I know how amazing you guys are at riding bikes. Why don't you put some time into this,
right,
and you'll have a crazy video part. And they both came out really well still, I think. Like, I'm pretty hyped on my part.
I'm definitely hyped too.
When I talked to you about your part when it first came out, though, you were like, oh man, I slacked. I didn't put in enough work.
That's the thing, though, because I never really went. I went on like 1 or 2 like trips with them around the state, and they went on so many. And that's just like what I got. And then the rest was like just meeting up or like anything local.
Tyra's part has over 1 million views on YouTube. Let's throw that out there.
Yeah, I really just don't know how that happened.
I think it's a combination of the fact that it's very good and the fact that the thumbnail of you doing that toboggan is just a really...
That spot.
And I have to say that I picked that. I did not film that, but I did pick that. I watched the whole thing. I said, that toboggan is it. And it, I don't know.
It definitely helped.
Really brought the edit together.
That spot too. Like that spot, we had to
really brought the room together.
Find that spot, dude. Like that spot was in the middle of nowhere in some like grass, like little dirt road, and like you're driving forever, and it's like just like hills and shit. You don't see any houses or anything, and then there's like trees, and you pull up, and there's a little ass fence that says warning, and like so you got to sneak into this spot and like go past security guards. There's like a security office in there, and you got to like there's like trucks and shit, and you got to get to this dam. Like it was crazy. We broke in, and luckily it was like dry enough to ride, and it was amazing. One of the best spots I've ever been to.
What was your banger in it?
A nose.
Right.
Nose.
Okay. The nose. And what was yours?
Nose. Mine was a truck driver on a freeway.
Oh, right. Okay. The one with you dropping in on that fucking huge thing, the dig cover, though, that probably is the one that people talk about the most. What was, because that's like right in downtown Detroit or something, right? So you would see it all the time? Mm-hmm. When did you get the idea that maybe I could roll in on this?
When Andrew White was there.
Oh, okay.
Well, we were just shooting, and if it wasn't for the Midwest being so humid, there's no possible way I could go up that. Because in person, it's a lot steeper than, like, I didn't think I could climb up it, but I was like, I'm going to try this. Tied my shoes, like, super tight because they were, like, folding off the back.
So it wasn't that slippery, though?
No, it was sticky because of the humidity in my shoes. And that's, like I said, the only way. So I was able to run up it. I made it up it one day, and it was, like, super cloudy out. And Andrew was like, and I got up there and I was like, I want to roll in on this. Like, I could do it. So that I tried like running up it, and I found caution tape and like tied it to my belt loop so I could pull my bike up, but it wasn't strong enough. So the next day we went.
You brought a rope or something?
Yeah, brought rope, tied it to my belt loop, and then I got up there and just pulled my bike up. And
did you just go for it, or did you have to think about it for a
bit?
bit?
No, I just got up there and I was like, "You ready?" And then Andrew was like, "Wait," because there was like the clouds were moving.
Yeah.
So then he was like, "You got about 15 seconds." And then I was just like, "Okay," just rolled in.
Did you even think about it? You just sent it?
No, because I don't know, that stuff. Like if I sit up there, I might freak myself out.
So because you do a lot of stuff like that roof to rail at the end of the MARKIT video. I mean, you do a lot of shit that is like, put your fucking balls on the line. You pretty much have to just turn your brain off, turn your fear off.
That's what I usually do. I just know, like, if I just put my foot on and roll in, I can't stop. So that's what I was thinking. But I didn't even, after, like, it's a fountain. It's normally a water fountain. So the ground is, I was going down into an uphill.
Oh, yeah.
That's why, like, when I see it, I don't know. I think I got lucky. Like, my feet didn't blow off. My hands didn't blow off.
It was just one shot. It just worked,
yeah.
Do you black out when you're doing something like that, or are you just super in the zone where you just are 100% focused?
I think I'm really in the zone.
Right.
Because I got to really... It's like I play head games. Like that roof to rail in the MARKIT video was like...
So you thought about that one for a long time?
Yeah, that one was... Well, I got up there. That was actually... So that story, it was the day before I flew to Japan for a demolition trip.
Okay.
So I really wanted to finish my MARKIT video, and I wanted to get like some serious clips.
That was a hell of an ender.
I did like the 3 last clips in that video were in the same day.
Okay.
Did like a toboggan down that curved set that like and my feet blow off after.
Right.
And then I did this nose bonk drop into a parking lot in a little green box, and then Mike Gray was like, I know of a roof. I saw this roof, and I think it's possible to go to the rail, and that's such a famous spot because like Garrett's done everything there, Ty, like all those guys.
And I think a lot of people have looked at the roof to rail.
Yeah, I think Sean Mack did.
Right.
He looked at it.
Yeah.
But basically, we got there, and it was like coming to the end of the day, and I climbed on the roof, and then I was like, I can do this, and then I was like, I know if I get down, I'm not going to want to climb back up. It was hard to get up. So I was like, can somebody, like, this is scary, so can somebody go get my helmet and hand me my bike? I'm not going to get down without trying this. And I just did circles for like 15 minutes. And
while they set up, or was it circles like you had to think about it? Yeah. Oh, they were ready right away? Or
I set up like a rock right at the end because you can't see it until you're going. And I just rode like right to the right of the rock. But I just kept doing circles. I was playing head games like for like 15 minutes, and then my tire was going flat like super quickly.
Really?
And that was it. That's like literally what pushed me. And then like no one had said anything the whole time. I'm doing circles. It's very silent. Like everyone's people were like scared, I think, for me. And then this last time I made a circle, Dennis just happened to like look at me, and he's like, "You got this. This is the one." And then I don't know. That time I turned around and just went. Like I didn't stop. just dropped and it worked. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
It was definitely one of the happiest moments.
Do you guys feel like you are the opposite sides of the spectrum with riding because you do a lot of stuff that is just straight dead man and he is like the king of doing like the techest lines ever?
We've always been that way.
Yeah. Really? It's been like that since
But at the same time, we learn, because obviously we still do a lot of the same tricks.
Right.
But that's how we learned together. But then he's always been like super technical, could always know his manualing around the whole park everywhere.
Right.
And I was super into doing like big tricks.
Right.
So I guess that it kind of transferred over once we both got into the street. Or it was really once we were big enough to bunny hop on the streets.
Right,
That's why we never liked it.
It's hard to do tech stuff
hard.
when you're super little on a bike, right?
Yeah, it was
definitely.
just hard to do it, so it wasn't that fun to us.
Do you like doing tech stuff too? Like the kind of stuff that he does?
I try.
Yeah?
My best.
What's your best trick on the Sabrosa flat rail?
I've actually, the only time I've ever rode one was in your guys' backyard.
Really?
Like yesterday.
There's one in Dennis's backyard too, isn't there? Oh, no, it's that little bike
It's like
for the rocker. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
This
what
guy, he
Stevie was
did
getting busy on.
Tires, 180 tires, half cab on it.
Yeah.
On the mini rocker. It was
so
crazy.
funny.
That was crazy.
I seen Stevie do like feeble over switch Smith switch hard like first try.
Oh, yeah,
like
he's doing like real tricks.
yeah,
on
he was
it.
just doing everything he knows how to do, like tricks that he probably couldn't do on a rail on a Sabrosa flat
I
rail.
mean, Stevie's a short guy.
He's
The
a short guy,
rocker
short
rocker
dick.
bikes. It might suit him well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about? I feel like we need to ask Mikey some questions now in the interim
All right.
before we ask about the Red Bull video.
Talk about Michigan a little bit. What's
Is it a total
Michigan
shithole?
like?
Is it possible to live a happy life there, or do you have to get out like you guys are doing?
No, you don't have to get out. Like, it's just there's more opportunities out here, and like I get more chances to film and ride my bike in warm weather and not like shit weather, like really cold weather. I don't like that.
Right.
So yeah, it is like California is like one of those dreams when you're from like the Midwest or the East Coast, like because the weather's so different. Even the air, like the humidity and everything about it, is just like it's a different scene, and it's a different vibe, and the BMX community here is a lot bigger than it is in Michigan too. So
You like that?
yeah, it's more motivating and it's good. I like being here.
Could you ever see yourself moving back?
No,
No,
absolutely not.
I kind of just came out, so like, but still at the
Mikey
same time,
just
I
came
miss
out.
it.
What do you miss about it? What'd you say?
Just the
Mikey
friends
just
that
came out.
just some of the friends
came
I
out
have
of the closet.
there. Just some of the friends I have there, like just growing up there. Like I miss being a kid almost. So.
Right. Scott just came in with a big sack of gummy bears. Shout out to
I
gummy
know.
bears.
Yeah, let me get
Huh?
some of them.
Sour and regular.
Sour. Whoa. Or regular. Or both.
Well,
Shout out to
when,
Scott
when we
Marceau.
did the Mike Hinkins podcast the other day, we ate mad candy. I ate 6 Airheads before it even got started.
You are in your head.
True.
Toss those around.
Wow, look at that.
Sa the basa. Doing the bus. Don't give him the red one.
Candy's pretty cool. What are these? What brand are these? Haribo.
Herb, the good brand. Do you ever heat them up? Or just leave them in your pocket and they're easier to eat?
Wow, you want to know
Use your
something
man with
weird?
real whale blubber. Real whale blubber.
I used to have a girlfriend with an eating disorder, and
No way.
she would have me feed her gummy bears while we had sex.
Wow.
Swear on my life. And then I would eat some too.
What does that have to do with the eating disorder?
I don't know, but I just assumed that they were probably connected. She was bulimic, but then she would like, I'd be like putting them in her mouth, like she liked us.
Interesting.
Seems
I love that you can hear everyone chewing in this.
I know, it's like
It's
it really
so,
adds
so
a fact.
crisp in my ear.
Well, all the people listening on SoundCloud, who you should, the come up, search us on SoundCloud, but I want them to know as well. Like the people who are watching the video, they see what's happening. You know.
Mikey, what's your favorite food?
Pizza.
Pizza. Tyler.
What kind of pizza?
Cheese.
Wow.
That is such a hard. That's like hard to ask. If
I
you're,
know.
I'm
We ask the
really
hard
into
questions
food.
here at TCU TV.
Just depends. Some days I'll wake up and just don't like anything.
You strike me as the type of guy that would eat sushi at least once a week.
I love sushi. Not once a week. We had Thai food today.
That was bomb.
We live near, we're at
I found
Thai
it on
barbecue.
Thai
Place.
barbecue and Korean
I
barbecue.
have a friend named Ty. Shout out to Ty.
Hey.
Thai shirt.
Titanium.
Thai dollar sign.
Thai dollars.
Tyra.
Tyra.
Tired.
Tyra Fernengel. It's kind of weird that we can put your guys' names together. Mikey Tyra Fernengel.
No.
No?
Fernengel's a weird last name.
It is.
Definitely not.
What kind of name is that?
I think it's Czechoslovakian.
Wow.
Yeah.
A Czech.
I'm a Czech.
I always spell it wrong. It's
Got
hard name to
me
say.
Yeah,
a
everyone
check. I
spells
got
it
a
wrong.
check. Young Thug jokes.
For a second, I thought about like changing my last name because it's so hard to remember.
If you could change it, what would you change it to?
Well, my middle name's Scott, so I was just about to go by Tyler Scott.
Yo,
Michael Scott.
My middle name is Scott.
Really?
Travis Scott, Tyler Scott.
Tyler Scott.
Yeah.
Tyler Scott.
We both have the same middle name. It was very
Couple of Scotch.
weird.
Great Scott.
I once worked for an exotic car company. I was like a detailer during college, and it was owned by this Italian guy. His name was Armando, and he was like off the boat Italian. He would just come into work like buffing cars in a fucking 3-piece suit. But he had like 4 dipshit, ultra privileged kids, and one of them's name was Antonio, and he was the one that like wanted to fucking get away from the family as far as possible, and this is like a full-on Italian family. To get his family back, when he turned 18, he changed his name legally to Linus. Linus, that's a real.
It sounds
thing.
like sinus, like a sinus infection.
You want to know something funny? As long as we're just gonna. This is called. You know what this is called? This is called host chat. It's where
telling you about
the
Linus.
hosts tell
We
you
got-
guys about some stuff. We need to institute this fully. Host chat. Anyway, want to know my thing that just came to mind?
Yes.
I used to live with this black dude, and he had a Chinese friend who was from China that would live with us as well. And he came to America. His name was Cheng, and his brother's name was like Ying or some shit. And like like sometimes when Asian people move to America, they can pick a name that they can use instead of their birth name because their birth name sounds weird. And so my friend Mike Cheng, he says, "Well, I want to be Michael because my favorite basketball player is Michael Jordan." So they let him be Michael. His brother said, "Well, I want to be Magic because my favorite basketball player is Magic Johnson." And the fucking lady at immigration or whatever who handles this is like, "Magic is not a name, so you probably don't want to be Magic." And he said, "Well, then I want my name to be Johnson." His name is Johnson. His whole life. Anytime I would see him, I would always think about it. And his brother's name was Johnson Yu. You.
What's worse, Magic or Johnson?
I know it almost would have been better if they let the kid be Magic U.
Yeah, magic.
Magic you. I heard a guy in the airport the other day. His first name Dang, last name Dang.
Really?
I swear they were calling
Tom
for
Dugan.
him.
Dang dang.
Yeah, that's what I thought of. It was crazy.
Should we do any more host chat here? I thought it was kind of fun that we both just got to tell a little anecdote.
A little bit
Well,
about.
I know you probably have something on your mind. Give me one more. Just a
You guys
little,
want to see a magic trick?
little fun
Yes.
nugget.
All right. What is this?
Purple
Flame.
lighter. You
It's a
did this
lighter.
the other
What
day.
what color is this lighter?
Purple.
Purple. What kind of lighter is this?
Bic.
A Bic. How do you know it's Bic?
Because I don't even have to read
It
it.
says Bic on both sides.
that too.
Okay. So, I'm going to take this right here. Watch. I'm going to put it in the cup, okay? Put it in the cup, and I'm going to pull it out of the cup, and then the Bic is gone.
You did this the other day, too.
Where the fuck did it go?
Nice.
This must
put it
really
back in
suck
the
for
cup.
our listeners in
then you put it
traffic
back
right now
in the cup.
listening to
then it
Catfish
comes
doing a
back.
magic trick.
Here, clown.
How did you do that?
Magic, duh.
Thank you. Magic,
Magic
you.
Johnson.
Magic
I'm
you.
so confused. I just
Yeah,
watched
no,
that
I
happen.
Really
Hey,
didn't get
that's
it.
the best part about the TCU TV. You're gonna get questions. You're gonna get magic.
You'll have your mind blown by
Anecdotes.
science. I have a
Wait,
question.
can you teach me that?
I have a
What's that?
question.
I'll teach you
What is your do you guys grew up riding skate parks? Are you like 100% motivated to film video parts at this point in your career? Do you,
Yes.
or is your attitude just I always want to ride and just have fun? What's your focus?
I really want to film as many video parts and edits that I can for the year, and I'm going to try and be as motivated as possible.
You feel like you still haven't had like that one edit that really expresses your riding?
I
No.
feel like a
he
little
has.
bit,
He's
but not.
way better than he looks in that
Oh,
Michigan
yeah.
part. Or he had an awesome shit edit
His-
that was pretty good too, but you're way better than that now.
Yeah, he needs a real video.
Yeah, I'm going to just work, and something will come out, maybe.
How did you learn to do bar spins that fast?
I learned switch bars first on flat ground,
Okay.
and just
On purpose?
That's just how we thought
I
you
was
did.
left foot forward, and just
Okay.
my right hand felt better to do a bar spin with, so I just learned it.
So when did you relearn it? When you figured out that you were going to start spinning with them?
No, I actually learned 180 switch bar first, and then But after that, I learned regular bar, and then I started doing regular bar airs, and then I learned trucks and like bar spin to bar spin back, and then after a while, like regular bars feel the same as switch bars. They're like the same thing to me. So
is it cheating when you do like a switch bar and you act like it's different because it's actually not different for you?
Yeah,
I guess, but I don't know because
you just
like
do 'em.
I can't do a nose manual to switch bar, which is my natural bar spin.
You can't do that.
I can, but it's way harder than a nose manual to regular bars. So it's like it's different. It's just different shit. Like
do not do this.
sorry,
trucks and
Told you he gets real mad when you touch any of these shit.
it's just
very loud noise.
But yeah, like I have easier ways of doing tricks with an opposite bar spin or a regular bar spin. Some just work better, and some I just can't do.
But so, what was the process of you getting this good at bar spins? Because you are crazy, scary good at them, and I just think that there's probably a lot of kids at home that are like, "How can I get on the Mikey Tyra bar spin training program?"
Yeah, how do you do a bar spin?
How do you do it? How do you do it so good?
I learned regular bars, and I literally just was throwing it as hard as I could, and I just knew that I had to put my hand somewhere to catch it, and then that's just how I do bar spins. I just fucking throw
Does having
it.
tattooed hands help your bar
No.
spins?
that you tattooed yourself.
You tattooed your
those
own
yourself?
hands?
You didn't. You guys don't.
No, we never asked them.
No,
we
that
try
was-
not to talk to them.
I did
Because
tattoo
they
my
live
own hand.
together, there's this weird tattoo angst that they have with each other. Like, when you have so many tattoo guys in the same house, they don't ever talk
I
about it.
He
never
doesn't-
talk about tattoos ever with anyone, which is why we have never just talked about.
Wow,
it.
that's crazy.
I've complimented Adam on some of his tattoos. I really like his shin piece.
People
he
just
has.
always want to talk to me about tattoos.
like
I don't
his
know anything
kiss.
about tattoos.
The kiss tattoo is the best.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
I
nice.
haven't
That's-
seen the
It's
kiss
right
tattoo.
across his chest. He's got the kiss.
You know, I think I'm going to get a free tattoo from the place across the street if I make a video about getting a tattoo at the place across the
Can
street.
I get one too?
Can I get one?
Probably.
Me
3?
too.
Sick. Let's do it.
Wow, I really shouldn't have said that. Everybody just got super hyped up.
Everyone
This
down with
podcast is
tattoos.
brought to you by Nick's Tattoo Shop next door, 129. What's
No,
it?
it's The Order now. It used
Yeah,
to be
The
Crimson
Order.
Unicorn, but they just changed
I don't
it.
know why I said Nick's.
And also, I'm just going to throw this out there. The owner yesterday told me that he was going to beat up Miles Rogish.
Breaking news here at Breaking news. ... Nick from Nick's Tattoo Shop wants to fight Miles Rogish for no apparent reason.
I'm not saying what the guy's name is. I hope Miles does not get into an altercation, but I'm just saying that he told me that yesterday.
Other than that,
Yo, I know where. I'm not
Speaking of Osiris,
I will not let him hurt Miles.
connections. I don't know.
I don't have any connections with Osiris.
No, you don't. No.
If you could have, who's your dream sponsor?
The penis pump thing. No, the jerk off tube thing that you told me about.
That's
The Tenga.
crazy.
Tenga.
That's a real
Tenga.
thing.
Tenga.
They're everywhere in Japan too.
Red Bull athletes riding for
That-
Tenga. That's
I was-
crazy. I couldn't believe the Red Bull allowed that.
Must be
Everybody
some
jacks
Japanese.
Everybody
Yeah.
jacks
Maybe
Do you
Red
jack
Bull.
off?
Yeah, I do jack off.
Maybe
Yeah,
Red Bull
everyone-
recognizes
everyone
that
does
this is
jack off.
because I'm pretty sure that those things are not like looked down upon in
No, not
Japanese
in
society.
Japan.
They
They're
don't think it's
everywhere.
weird.
They get
Yeah,
weird in Japan. They get real weird. They do
Yeah.
some weird.
they do. I was reading this book that's talking about how like the rate of like marriage and people like being in relationships in Japan is so ridiculously low now. Like people just don't care about the institution of marriage and they do all these weird things. Like they go to like a prostitute, but it's not a prostitute. You just lay there in bed and cuddle and stare into each other's eyes. And you
That
pay her.
sounds very,
Netflix
very
and
weird.
chill. Really?
I believe
Talking
it.
to the mic.
Netflix and chill. Really?
Well, I don't know if you get to watch Netflix with her, but I know it's like the weirdest thing ever. You just lay there with this person who's getting paid to be there and you just stare into their eyes.
They have,
so weird.
It sounds awkward.
For the show we went with me and Rooftop, we went to we filmed an episode and it was so gnarly that they couldn't even use it. But there's places that you can go and you pay $200 and you go into a room and there's a full-on doll. But it's like 150 pound. It's like a fucking human being. It's heavy as shit. The skin feels real. It's got a fucking detachable vagina, detachable ass, like realistic mouth.
Detachable.
That doesn't sound that realistic.
And we ended up, we went in there to go clean it, like to pretend. Like
Wait, that was the gig for the show?
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna go clean.
Wait,
up
but was
the-
it like sopping with cum or what?
No, but like they went in because we got a black light and they went in with like
Mike.
they went in with like stuff that would show up on a black light and threw it everywhere, so it was like cum on the room. So we came in with the black light. We're like, oh fuck, there's like cum everywhere. But it was so gnarly that American standards would never have let it fly on American.
That's gotta be the shitty part about having a TV show is that they're just so controlling about what you
Yeah.
can put in there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess for a show like that like depends on all this gross stuff
Yeah,
happening.
it's just and that's the weird thing too, because it's like it's a real thing. Like people really it's nuts too because you go in and the doll is naked on the bed, and then there's like a wardrobe of outfits that you can put on the doll. So you
you dress your own bride.
Yes.
Jeez, that is so creepy. This all of a sudden just sounds so much worse to me now.
And that's just the beginning.
I can't believe people get into that stuff.
Side of it where you go in and you pay a bunch of money to just have a woman beat the hell out of you for an hour.
I love that. That sounds amazing. Mikey, how do you feel about the whole OSS team giving you shit? Can you handle it? I feel like you've learned how to roll with the punches a lot better over the past year or two.
I literally do not care about punches. I don't care, man.
But how does it feel when you have a fucking known pedophile scumbag like Brandon Began trying to get at you, just trying to diss you?
I don't know, man. It literally reminds me of an ant, like trying to yell at me on the sidewalk, like. I'm just barely see that.
You're like, I can't see you haters. You're so small. You're like an ant.
No. I like the hate. It's good.
You like the hate?
Keeps the vibe real and funny, and it's great.
Yeah.
Fuck you too, man.
If you're driving in a car and you see a spot, what kind of spot is going to make you turn the car around?
Flat rail. Flat rail.
Anything that sounds good at the time, like. That's a good question because I'm always in a different state of mind when it comes to riding a spot. Like, I don't want to just ride a certain setup, so it would really have to catch me off guard, and I would have to have my bike and be in the mood.
Really?
But I'd ride probably anything. Sometimes, no, I'm just like, no, we ain't stopping.
He's trying to find the spot to do bar nosy bar on street. Shh. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
That will not happen.
Well, you're the only person that rides street that can do that trick, I think. It's like, what, you and Ben Hennon, maybe? He did the first bar nosy.
Yeah, people
right?
do it like skate parks.
Yeah, but you're the only person that's like a good street rider that I've really seen do bar nose manual, I feel like.
Chancey, he's a park
not
rider,
a street rider.
like bars,
could you see yourself doing like up a curb or something?
Whip.
A bar nose up a curb?
Like instead of doing it on a quarter? That would be so fucked looking.
Up a curb, like I've actually tried it on flat ground a little bit and like landed front wheel and just like threw the bars
like
and
my
was like
arms would
figuring it
buckle.
out.
Dude, bar nosy on flat ground. I could see you do that.
I'm gonna try and figure it out. Like I just gotta fuck with it more.
Oh my
Ride
god,
more street
that's so
spots
ignorant. Did you see that clip of Rick Haney on Instagram the other day where there's like two flyers and he goes ice, hop up manual, bar Smith hard, but it's like manual bar Smith on like a pretty tall ledge. It's not that low.
Yeah, and it's so casual. He's crazy.
Dude,
we gotta get him on this.
Some of the gnarliest hops ever.
I actually talked to him about why he can't do the podcast the other day at the bar.
Why?
I cannot say on air, but I will tell you later.
Interesting.
It's very. He has to get his, because he just quit Stranger. He's got to get his situation sorted out. So
before he starts talking about it.
He wants to make sure that his business dealings are in order. I actually have some faith in Rick Haney.
He's the man.
He
gives a lot of shit.
One of the best.
And I think the further thing, it's like you get a lot of hate when you first start a brand, but I feel like if he sticks with it, good things can happen.
And he's fucking hustling too.
Yeah, he is. Every day.
That's how you got to be.
You see that
brand in BMX.
Further brand is like in your face. You see it. So he's definitely doing it right.
He gets a lot of shit for his old ways, but I feel like nowadays he's smartened up a lot and knows to keep his mouth shut.
Plus his riding does the talking
yeah, exactly,
too.
The riding will silence a lot of haters. Can we talk about this Red Bull video? I think this is an important thing. When you sign on to Red Bull these days, do they say to you, hey, we want you to do like a viral project at some point where you just do something super crazy, or is that like you go to them with that idea?
They don't say like you have to do this, but they definitely like that's their whole thing is like they want you to be you and do like if you have a crazy idea, we want to make it happen for you. Mm-hmm. But that wasn't even really my idea. It was just, I guess it was all everyone's opinion together to make it happen, obviously, but they just came to me about it, and they were like, you're the Red Bull guy in Michigan, like the only one. And then I told them how I grew up actually racing motocross there for years.
So the stadium was the idea that Red Bull came up with, though, and they brought it to you.
Yeah,
and you were like,
I think Luke Seal, it was like his idea, and he might have approached Red Bull about it, and then they came to me.
Okay.
But basically, they asked me if I thought I could do anything there, and I was like, I don't know. I used to race motocross in there for years.
Right.
Like when they do Supercross, like the Sunday, they did the amateur race. So I had been in there like my whole life growing up, and then they flew me out for one night in like January, and just to look at it, we walked it, and everything's frozen in there, and like all broke down. Nobody's been in it for years. But I was like, yeah, I called a bunch of things out. They wrote it down on paper, like followed me through, and I'm just pointing things out.
Right.
And then they got a budget approved, and then we went back in April and did it in 4 days.
Wow. Who built it?
Well, it was like a whole crew. Aaron Bostrom and
shout out Bostrom.
Yeah.
Ohio.
Him.
Scott's all hype.
He built it too.
No, Scott was just Scott. And if you mention anyone from Ohio, Scott just goes crazy.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Ohio.
That was actually like they worked so hard. Like that was crazy because and everything was like on a schedule. So like I would be doing. We knew I was gonna do this trick at this time on this day because while I was doing that, they're like building the next thing or like getting it ready.
Did you have to have like a full list of exactly what you were going to do?
Yeah.
So you knew beforehand
Everything.
about all the tricks?
Yeah.
Were a bunch of them easy? Was this like a bunch of stuff that was kind of simple?
It was more like, dude, like hundreds of shots of just like the same thing, like do it over and over and over again.
Like what, the hang
shots,
5 line and
like,
shit?
No, not that, because that was like pretty hard. I fell kind of hard on that once.
You escaped death that one crash.
Yeah, I fell hard a lot on a lot of the stuff.
How many
actually,
times did you crash?
On what?
On the truck.
Well, like I straight jumped it and pretty much fell straight jumping it. Feet blew off, like, and then I did it again. Feet blew off and my bars moved. Straight jumping it. So I was like, "This, I don't know if I can do this. This sucks." But it was the last day, last clip, and that obviously like made the video pretty much.
Sure.
So it's like, well, I have to try this, I guess. And then that first attempt is the one that's online, and that was gnarly. Like it was just so. I just started floating and then just landed, and next thing I know, I'm like impaled by the upright of a post, just like a metal post.
And you were all right?
I was fine. I have like a scar on my stomach, so I was like bleeding, but like the wind, you know that when your wind's knocked out and you just sound like the grape lady, like that was me. I thought I was like dying, and I was so scared to look because I stopped like on the metal post, and then I look and there was just like a little cut and some blood, and then I got my breath back, and then lunch came. So I had to take a break. Yeah,
you had to,
like,
because it was scheduled.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
well, we were all eating food, like everyone, the whole crew. It's a huge crew of people there, so took like a 30-minute break, and then that sucked because I had to like get up there, build the confidence up again.
Yeah,
and just looking out the window, like, I mean, I just kept saying the whole time, like, this isn't BMX. This is not how
It was just too much pressure?
There's a lot of pressure for sure. But obviously it was all worth it in the end because it blew up. But yeah, so that second try, I just had to like work myself up. Took me like 10, 15 minutes to like, it's like, all right, I'm going for it. And then second try, landed, both my feet just blew off and right into the ground. And then at that point, I was just so pissed. I was like, this is,
Get me back
so
up there,
mad.
yeah.
Yeah, I ran up there, and then within like 5 minutes, I went for it again, landed it, and then the whole thing, the way they cut it up, you wouldn't even really know. Like, we could have faked it, but it was like I had to land it and then do the trick on the box jump after.
The big Indian air or whatever, right?
Yeah, so, and then I land it, jump out onto the field, my bars go Chicago because I overshoot that thing.
Right.
And then I was just like, that was the most intense moment because I was just like trying to like pump to like slow down. And then I did that and landed and jumped off my bike and started, like, my ankles were done. I didn't ride for weeks after that. Yeah, I started crying.
Yeah.
What was the most stressful week of my life?
Really?
For sure. By far the most stressful week of my whole entire life.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, in the end.
It's a pretty crazy way to like think about riding, just putting yourself in that crazy situation. Because I feel like a lot of people, especially maybe like old school dudes, they would be like, nah, that's fucked up. But I feel like nowadays it's like dudes are down to put it on the line to like put something crazy together, you know?
I'm always down to put on the line because that's what's fun to me, but that wasn't like BMX. Like there was not one person riding with me. I'm there showing up at 10 a.m., sometimes 9. It's like a high of 50 degrees the whole week. And in the morning, it's like in the 40s. Have to wear the same outfit every day, which is a T-shirt. And so I'm like wearing a jacket and then taking it off for clips. And then I had like a blowtorch and I was like torching the concrete around my feet because my toes were so cold.
Right.
But I would like show up and they have my bike at the top of the stairs, like waiting for me. I didn't even do a bunny hop yet, and they're like, "We're ready when you are." Like first, like the one day first trick of the day was like 360 down. You know, when I do the circle line down,
right? Yeah,
and that just killed me. Like first thing was a 3 down that big stair set, ruined my ankle for the day, and it was just stressful like that because I was beating my body up and I needed it to last.
Right.
Plus, it had to be different too. You know, when you're filming with your friends, like
there was
pressure,
no motivation.
You know that, like the guys that are sitting on the curb, they're gonna wait all day for you because they know what to go through. And this, you got a production, you got guys with lights and microphones.
And the whole week, I rode with a battery pack on my back with and I'm mic'd up here because they wanted to hear everything, my breathing, like all that.
Wow,
and then it's
crazy.
like before I'm about to go, every clip, no matter what it is, every attempt. Quiet on set, action, and then try and do like real tricks.
But okay, if you got a call tomorrow and it was like Red Bull and they were like, "Yo, we have another idea," and it was pretty similar, and you just knew that it was going to be a similar experience where you just have to do a bunch of bangers in a row.
Jump off the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, but that was the only thing I could think of that's crazier.
I want to keep. There's like some talk of something that I might be doing this year.
Right.
Hopefully it works or like the budget gets approved.
Just do every rundown stadium in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boston Garden needs
but
you.
I definitely like want to do concept videos because that's what that is basically.
That's how they refer to it? Okay.
Yeah, and it's not just like a typical edit. I didn't go out and try and film like all my craziest like new school tricks. It was kind of a lot of simple stuff, but the way it was filmed and the location and
would you rather
story.
A few other ones that Red Bull did this year though, the Kaleidoscope one, the Drew Bezanson one,
Uncontainable.
Would you rather do that curved wall ride that he did, or would you rather do that truck again?
Oh, I would do. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to take anything away from Drew at all.
Right.
I think that curved wall ride. It's just that it was
more
way
like
up
conceptually scary.
Like, just like you can do that curved wall ride, but if your chain snaps or you're gonna die. But it is one of those things, like you jump in it, you're not going to mess up a curved wall ride.
Adam would.
No chance.
Adam would fall to flat.
Yeah, no chance I would ever do that truck driver again. That ruined I couldn't do anything for like 3 weeks after that. My ankles were
so scary
balloons.
too, just with all those chairs on the sides. Like you might as well have a friggin' bed of nails on each side. Like you can't fall, or you're just putting yourself in.
Are there any funny comments that you remember seeing that stick out in your mind of things that people said? Because
from the stadium video,
YouTube videos.
Yeah, because I bet the YouTube one has crazy comments. Huh?
I try not to like read comments like that because I don't want to get mad, even though I shouldn't, because they're just comments.
And once you get 5 million views, you get every Tom, Dick, and Harry from around the world.
I actually don't recall any like negative things really. Like people were just like, "This is," because no one's ever seen it.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. Like Lil Wayne posted it on his Facebook. Bam Margera, Chanel West Coast.
That's Adam's favorite rapper.
Chanel West Coast. Yeah,
I like her better than Lil Wayne these days. That is crazy. Brandon was on Urkel's Facebook to put it in comparison.
Wow.
Jaleel White.
Urkel.
Dead
That's
ass.
funny.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was.
Man, that's such a crazy experience to have had.
It was definitely for BMX. Yeah, that was crazy for me.
Yeah, because that was like, for a little while, it was like everybody you knew was going to hit you up. Like Biz kept complaining about it in the group chat. Like every friggin' idiot that I went to high school with is hitting me up about Tyler's video.
Yeah, right. That's every person that knows somebody that rides BMX with a video like that, or Tim Knoll or Tay Ross Kelly, goes, "Hey, you should check this out. This guy's awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, he's my friend." Yeah, right.
And it's like, buddy, of course I knew about this before you fucking idiot.
Right. Like, no, it's pretty crazy. I had like low expectations for it. Just BMX
just
doesn't
think about it like that.
Yeah, it was just like, this is, and I didn't want to get like hated on by bike riders. I knew it would be cool to like people, but like the whole voiceover thing, and I kept like, I wasn't approving it. I was just like, this isn't, it sounds lame. You're making
what
me
sounded
look
lame at first? What did you change?
It was just like, they kept using my name. They kept saying like Tyler, like the voice was saying Tyler, like.
It just sounded weird.
Yeah, it just sounded. It was cheesy.
Tyler's from Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah,
he's been doing this.
Well, corporate film crew or whatever, they need guidance from
for sure, and they were happy to hear it, which was cool. They were so whatever I said, like they were whatever you need. Like, of course, they had to keep it somewhat like their idea because it's their idea. But yeah, they were down to. They listened to me the whole way through. And
if Mikey Tyra was going to do something similar, what would you see him doing?
Like
maybe
a video?
like a nose manual off a diving board. a nollie bar off a diving board. Nollie bar, kid. Zanny bar.
Why?
I could see Mikey doing that. A nose bar.
A diving board would be very sketchy.
Into the water.
Yeah. And especially as soon as you go off the end, it's just going to be like...
You could do it at the train station in Detroit.
Well, what's like a good historic thing that...
The train station. That's like the most historic thing
It's actually getting rebuilt right now.
You can't go in there.
Oh, really?
Well, they could if...
They put all new windows in it.
If Red Bull said, hey, Mikey Tyra...
Well, yeah, because the Superdome has 24-hour security always.
Really?
So that we were in there like legitimately.
And so was it pressure in your head knowing that it cost like over $100,000 to make this happen?
Sure. And I wish I didn't know that until after the video. Because I mean, I'm sure that's not even a lot of money to them, but I don't hear numbers like that. I'm a bike rider. So it's like...
Yeah, and ultimately you're the one that is putting the most on the line.
And, yeah, well, it's not like I get paid for that video. I'm just I get to...
Well, you get Facebook
take
likes,
the fame.
And you get some followers out of it.
Did you get big social media boosts from it on Instagram and stuff?
Not 5 million.
Right.
Nothing like that, but definitely like there have been times like I was just in San Francisco randomly with my girlfriend and like wasn't even wearing a Red Bull hat, nothing, and a couple times a random person like knew who I was coming up an escalator. This guy's like, no way, like I just watched that video last night.
That's crazy.
And it's been like so months after.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know. I guess it was the mustache and
yeah, some kids
shaved it. I'm so sad.
What's up with the mustache? You're rocking it for a while.
It'll be back because I'm definitely sad that I did it. Now I look like I'm a little kid again, but whatever.
I had a nice mustache.
I was just, I don't know. I was trimming it. I was trying to keep it nice and I messed up. Went up a little too high and I was like, well, I've been saying I should shave it off for a while and here's my opportunity.
I have an idea.
New year, new stash, I guess.
Don't take this the wrong way, but what do you think about trying out a Hitler stash?
No.
No? Okay, well, that was just an idea.
You know, it's
You
not,
should.
I should,
He's
right.
used the term Hitler stash, but it could also be a Charlie Chaplin stash.
He had a mustache like that?
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Those two guys.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, you should. It's like, he's old enough that he remembers Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin is the guy who had the dog Snoopy.
What does that mean?
Snoopy the dog, the Red Baron.
They don't know about Charlie. You guys know about Charlie Brown?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I know what Charlie Brown is, but I didn't really watch it.
When you think about Charlie Brown, you think about my picture on Instagram.
There was a Charlie Brown character named Pigpen that is molded after Brandon Began.
Pigpen was the prototype for Brandon Began. When Began's parents teamed up on the baby, they were like, oh, yo,
Pigpen.
let's make him just like Pigpen with stink lines
Began.
coming off his head.
Pegan Pen.
Pegan. Brandon Pegan. Where did all this just go from?
Just so off topic.
I like how people at home can see how seamlessly we transition into just teasing Brandon.
Hey, can we talk about Devon Smillie's new edit?
Oh
Yes.
my
What do you guys think of Devon Smillie's
god!
new edit?
So
Set the
good.
internet on fire.
How about this? How about you do like a 8-stair up rail to hard 1-bar to fakey manual, just like,
To cab manual.
and then cab
Yeah.
manual 180. Like, what the fuck?
I did not expect the cab man one.
And
Fakey manual to fakey whip.
doesn't really do tail whips, and then he just does that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he does tails, but you don't see him do that many.
That's how free coasters are supposed to be used.
Yeah, he definitely
in the
shows
future,
you
in
The
2019.
future. He's like a computer.
You got he gets computers Putin. That's one thing that you can say about Devon Smillie is he gets computers Putin.
He's a computer.
Vladimir Computin.
Oh, god damn it. What the hell is that? What is that? There's like a two-tone... Wait.
No, there's like juice in there, but I think that
Pull that
it's
out.
been unplugged multiple times. So does it smell? I don't want this.
Whoa.
What the fuck is that?
Smell it.
Put it back. That's
Open
gross.
It's disgusting, dude.
Ugh. God damn it. So how old are you now?
19.
And how old are you?
19.
Damn. So the world is really you guys' oyster from
guys are still
here on out.
teenagers.
I just want to express that to you guys. The moves you make in the coming years are very important. So keep your heads down, stay in school,
Stay in school.
study hard,
Don't join any gangs.
eat your vitamins, no Asian gangs, no Mexican gangs, no white supremacist gangs.
No Filipino
Nothing.
gangs.
No
Especially
gangs.
no Filipino gangs.
No.
Stay the fuck away from Filipinos.
They might not even let you guys in because you're not Filipino.
Yeah, that's that. You'll get ganged in or banged in or sexed in.
Yeah.
Beaten in.
No gang.
You guys never been in a gang?
No.
Have you ever been in a fist
No.
fight? Either of you?
Yes.
Yes, I know you have. Give us a good one.
I don't want to talk about fighting. I just get mad.
Very good answer. That's a good answer.
That is a good answer.
He doesn't want to talk about.
Is
fighting.
that a Red Bull contractually obligated?
Must not
no,
share,
not at
share
all.
stories about.
I mean, if you mess with me or someone, or one of my friends, I'm gonna fight.
I'm sure Red Bull wouldn't be hyped if you like went on like a crazy like violent rant
no
the
way.
whole show.
No, yeah.
But I think
Have you ever been attacked by an animal?
Yeah, Dennis's dog. Look.
Rudy.
See that?
Whoa, really?
Holy shit!
Look,
Yo, you sue him.
Look, same one on the other side.
Sue him.
How did that happen?
Get that beef
What's
stick
Rudy
money.
doing?
I mean, it was an accident because he's a beast. He's such a big dog, and he like there are a few things that he doesn't like. One being drones. Another one is like
drones, Republicans, and Buicks.
No, it's like I don't know. Some things like he freaks out. He acts super weird. Like so, these little drones, he goes insane. Tries to attack everything when they're around.
And Christian's got drones, so he's the one scaring them.
That's
right?
one thing. Well, Dennis and I had these little drones,
Okay.
baby ones, and Rudy destroyed both of them. Like got them in the air. But so that's
if Rudy
one.
ever meets Obama, she is going to be so mad.
Yeah.
He's
Why?
the drone king.
Yeah, drones
Oh
everywhere.
yeah.
No.
And then also like in pools, when he's in water, he freaks out and like bites while
Really?
he's swimming. That's Jonas has had to get like stitches in his arm. 'Cause
Really?
He got in the pool with Rudy and Rudy bit him. But my thing was Dennis has this rope swing in the backyard. You can like jump off his balcony and swing. And I was doing it with no shoes or socks on. And I was standing. It's a plank like this with a rope. And I was standing on it swinging. Rudy gets down there and he's like jumping like at the bottom of the plank trying to like get me.
Yeah.
And he
He
was
finally got
getting
you?
like the corners of the wood, and I'm like, Dennis, grab him, Dennis. But Dennis thinks everything's funny. Until, like always, like that's how the drones. I'm like, Dennis, please stop him. I don't want my drone to be destroyed. And he's like, no, I just want to see how close I can get it to him without him getting it. And then next try, he gets it and breaks the drone.
Damn.
Same with my foot. I'm like, please grab him. He's gonna get me. He's like, no, he's not. It's funny.
But has the dog ever bit Dennis?
No.
Wow, he's
That's
got the
why.
pass.
But
huh?
yeah, sure enough, he clamped right onto the back of my ankle and put two like punctures right.
So were you still swinging on the thing with the dog hanging from you?
Yeah, he just like he got one and like pulled me down and was like on my.
So you're
on my
dangling
ankle.
with a dog hanging from you. That must have looked
Well, it
really
was just like
wild.
a quick bite, but he went all the way in. Definitely.
What have you, Mikey? Worst experience with a dog?
I got bit in the stomach before one time trying to take toilet paper from my friend's dog. Like it was chewing it was chewing a ton of toilet paper, and I grabbed it and he snapped and then got me.
Right.
What kind of dog?
I have no idea. It's a weird looking dog.
Can you tell us about the fact that you are allergic to vodka, yet you continue to drink it and making yourself sick and ruining our nights all the time?
No.
How are you allergic to vodka?
I just
He's not allergic to vodka.
No, he could take a
Can't drink
little
it.
sip of like if a
Wait,
girl
if
has
you
a.
drink it, does it make you feel weird?
yeah.
That's just called getting drunk.
Oh, okay.
Happens to everyone.
I mean, no, it actually messes up my stomach. Like I can take one shot and then I can feel it like go all the way down. It just feels like it's boiling in my stomach, and then I usually puke every time I drink vodka.
What's your drink of choice?
I'm not an alcoholic. I don't even drink that much.
I'm not an
No one said
alcoholic.
alcoholic.
Can't even name a drink.
Drink of choice.
I'm not an alcoholic.
Dude, don't put me in a corner here.
No.
It's like admitting
what's
to
your drink
himself
of
being
choice?
an
Drink of
alcoholic.
choice, like I don't drink that much. Like, and if I do, I drink one thing. It's usually whiskey and Coke.
Tell me about losing your virginity. I'm not a sex addict. That was funny. Hey, I can delete this question if you don't want this on the record, but can you tell us what it was like getting your first this year?
Oh my god.
I do not have any.
Skibbity bop a doo bop a doo bop ba. The come up TV.
I'll leave that in and I'll just bleep my own
back.
voice out.
We are back. Adam asking very inappropriate questions.
Wow.
I just wanted to see what his
That was
reaction would be.
bad.
Dude, I could cut it out. If you don't want it in there, I can cut it out.
Would you guys rather fuck a dog or a dead girl?
Stop.
Your dick was stuck in a dog?
No.
Yeah, true story. That was the real worst experience that he didn't want to tell you guys about.
Brandon's over here making
Your
shit
dick
up.
got stuck in a dog.
I'm so
No,
confused.
Brandon's
You guys
being
are
a
asking
fucking
the
idiot,
craziest
dude.
questions.
Tyler's like, my
pen.
mom is watching this and kind of being cool with it until now.
No, she don't care. She knows.
She's cool.
Yeah,
Pigpen,
She
what are
knows
you
this is
doing
the
over
come
there?
up. The come up. People talk about bad stuff. My favorite thing ever was Patrick Kelly when he thought it was going to be a nice interview, and then it's like all of a sudden we're just talking about the most
Eating
vile
ass,
sex stuff, and he's just like, well, I thought my mom was going to be able to see this.
That's funny.
I don't know. I feel like we may have ran our course here. Do you want to do a little host chat, or you want to move on?
What's house chat?
Host chat, where the host chat about things.
What else we could talk about?
I stole this from another podcast. The whole concept.
It's a
of
new
host
year.
chat.
Remember when
you guys have any resolutions for the new year?
Do you remember when you kicked a woman in the face in China?
I do remember that.
Why? How?
Sometimes things happen.
In China.
Not like that, though.
Crazy things.
Yeah.
It was... I had that on my phone for a long time, that video. That was crazy.
Yeah,
basically, this old, maybe 125-year-old woman.
125, the oldest woman in the world.
Yeah,
she was.
She had a trash bag. She was wearing a trash bag, and she was trying to like attack Catfish through the cab window, and he was just like.
Why was she trying to attack you through a cab window?
She was begging for money, and it was raining, and we got in the taxi.
It sounds like a homeless person as well.
Like
she's wearing a trash bag.
She's in the taxi, like grabbing at us.
Right.
And I think I like knocked her cup out.
Yeah, you knocked her cup that she was trying. She had money in it.
And then she like
fell out of her hand, and then she went crazy.
In the taxi to try and grab, and she's holding on to me, and I'm just like, fuck out of here.
Kicked her right in the face. So it was crazy.
Don't grab me in a taxi. It's very simple.
Don't grab Catfish.
Where's your favorite place that you've traveled to?
China.
China.
Thanks to you, for sure.
We took this guy there.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like everything you see is nothing you've ever seen before.
Shout out to Big Kane.
Yeah, Big Kane.
Shout out to
Perfect
Big
Ball King.
Dab King. Yeah, Perfect Ball King.
Yeah, did you see Big Kane? He came to the States, and
I saw. Wait, where did I see him? Oh, a Simple Session, I think.
Yeah, well, he was here, and we were doing the Hoder podcast, and he had just gotten here, and he'd been in. Literally, picked him up from the airport, came here, smoked a couple joints. He doesn't smoke. He's never smoked American weed before. Augie and the homies come over. They give him a dab and a cookie.
My God.
Halfway through the Hoder podcast, he sees here. He just turns green. He runs into the bathroom. He walks into the bathroom and he makes the toilet's to the right. He walks into the bathroom, makes a left, and just starts throwing up. Just puking all over the bathroom.
And it was during...
It was during Hoder's podcast.
The Hoder podcast, right. That was awesome.
The second one.
That was so funny.
Shout out to Big Kane. Where'd you like to go?
Yeah, what's going to go on in 2016
what are you guys,
for
what are you guys going to be doing in this year?
Well, I just went to Puerto Rico a couple weeks ago, and now I'm going back in like a couple weeks. Went for a Haro trip. I didn't ride because I separated my shoulder before the trip. But now I'm going back for a Vans trip on the 29th of January. That's my only trip that I know of so far this year.
I'm looking at your Instagram post.
Putting in work in LA.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of ideas.
Oh, yeah.
But it's nothing set in plans yet.
Who's your favorite street rider?
My favorite street rider?
Yeah. Ooh.
There's so many different styles. Let me think for a second. I mean, Dennis has always been like my hero since day one.
Right.
But
he's more but you're kind of like him because you guys are both really good all-around riders.
I mean, I ride street pretty much 9 out of 10 times.
You're way more into street than skate parks these days?
Yeah, it's just what everyone rides. Even like San Diego, everyone's riding. And even the skate parks, they're not skate parks, they're plazas. So right. It's just like that's what my riding's molded into.
Could you see yourself one day being like more of a park dude or something though? Like you just become like Chad Kagi used to be this like street rider, and now he's just like killing it on vert?
No, because I already was like, that was my phase before.
Right.
It was like park riding, and I feel like I finally like found what I love.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just love riding. Yeah. I definitely need to go maybe spend a weekend at Woodward or something. Like, just when you don't do that stuff forever and then you show up at a contest, I'm like nervous jumping a box right now. It's sad to say, but.
Well, here's a question for you. There's talk that BMX Park is going to be in the Olympics in the next 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Would that be something you might be interested in?
Yeah.
Representing your country in the Olympics?
Yeah, I don't see myself getting into that because there are like guys who dedicate their lives to skate parks and who are insane.
Question though, is the Olympics like professional basketball where he could like, if he doesn't compete for America, he could just be traded and he could like ride for Russia?
I don't know. That's a good question.
And it'd be like Tyler Fernengel wins for Russia, even though he's not from there? Or is that off the table?
I don't know
you could ride for
anything about
China.
the Olympics.
Kane could be your coach.
Kane.
Coach with like a sweatband around his shoulders and shit.
Go Tyler.
I was just joking on that question too. I obviously know the answer to that. Can we get some thank yous before we finish this interview? And
yeah.
what do you guys want to shout out?
To you guys for letting me do this. We've been trying to do it for a long time.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I never come up here.
I've been living with Mikey
like we
for
missed some
months and
stuff,
months
but-
and months, but
What do you think you want to cover? Talk to us.
I don't know.
Shout out Adam.
shout out
Shout
Mikey.
out No Jumper.
Hey, this is not
Shout
a
out
jumper, but
ONSOMESHIT.
okay.
Shout out TCU TV.
Shout out
Wait, do you
Woodward.
switch the? Do you
Shout
have
out.
like a
Yes.
different one that
he
you
Yeah.
said,
switch?
he said some thank yous. Thank you to all those people, and thank
Yeah.
you to Colt too. And
Yeah, thanks to all my sponsors. Haro.
thanks
fans,
to anyone that
Red
hooks
Bull.
me up and supports me.
Shout out to Haro, keeping you in those shiny red frames.
Fresh.
Shout out to San Diego for showing me happiness.
Yeah, and so you know how you got surprised with that? They told you were on Red Bull.
Yeah.
Well, Mikey is actually riding for methamphetamines.
Wow.
I really.
Here's a quick question. Where do you guys see yourself in 5 years?
Methamphetamine protein.
In 5 years, I can see myself.
24. You guys will be 24 years
Ooh.
old.
Yeah, I'll be
Probably
24.
doing same type of
Riding.
stuff. I don't know. I'm like, if something big comes up like outside of BMX, I'm into that too. Like
what?
I don't know. I don't want
Like
to
Managing a water park.
Stunt work.
just something like cool. I wouldn't want to like do some lame like stuff like acting. I mean, that's the other thing though. Like if the right thing came up and it was really cool and
I could
there's a lot of
totally
money
see you.
offered.
I could definitely see
Like,
you.
why not?
Doing work out here, yeah.
yeah,
Gay
why
porn?
not? No,
No gay porn.
No.
Straight porn?
Straight porn
no.
pays way less probably.
I'm not into that.
What, having sex on camera? You've probably never done it.
My own camera.
Professionally though, like
No.
a whole crew there to shoot you is probably so much better.
It
No.
would just be like the Red Bull video. That's exactly
No, that's real.
it is.
Riding by yourself or with your friends is like having sex. That Red Bull thing sounds more like doing a porn where you got this huge crew around you that's like,
And it's
Go
not that
now.
fun, but it's like you have to do it.
but at the end it's worth it because then you have this video that comes out and you're famous for having sex.
I wouldn't want to do that at all. I'm not into that.
No, I feel you, man. Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I would just say my advice for you guys is don't have sex on camera. Don't get involved in any weird cults or anything besides
No
the cult that you
cults.
ride
No,
for.
Not yet.
Except for
crew.
cult.
Just stay. No weird addictions. Don't become like, oh, I'm gonna do fucking DMT every day and
Don't
it's
do
gonna
that.
make my
Don't
riding
bunny hop
better.
homeless people.
Don't get
Yeah.
on any weird diets. Don't join any weird religions. Don't become Krishna.
Don't juice. That's not a
Well-
real thing. Don't juice. No vegetables. Don't eat those things either.
I would consider juicing kind of
Adam only
innocuous.
eats hamburger milkshakes.
Smoothies.
Don't fall in love with
Coffee
girls
milkshakes.
because
Be careful with your little hearts.
yeah,
That's very good
They
advice.
could
Yeah,
get-
this is the first
Your heart
podcast
can
we've ever
get
done
shit on.
where an interviewee has admitted to being in love.
Over and over and
Me?
over. He talked
Yes.
about
No, I
how
was-
in love he
no,
was.
Yeah, I was in love once.
I don't know if anyone's ever
Not
used
in
that
love
verbiage
anymore.
before on here.
I'm not even sure what that word means.
I'm not in love anymore.
I can't say I
was
love you. I
before.
don't know what
What's
that
got to
means.
do- It's got nothing to do with it, right?
it's a dumb thing.
Yeah.
The one thing about love, though, is that if you spell LUV, it loses a lot of power.
Yeah,
so I usually
you-
try to go with that. When
Yeah,
if a girl
yeah,
says
yeah.
"I love you" and I know she in her head it's LOVE, I say "I love you too," but it's LUV in my head. So. Or even worse, it's just a heart emoji. Or even worse, it's a less than and then a 3.
I spell love LUST.
That sounded so
That's a good one.
stupid.
My goal is every time I do this is just to make Adam laugh like an old man. Like he laughs.
Skibidi-boop-a-doop-boop-a-doop-boop-boo.
Follow these guys on Instagram.
At
be on
Young
the lookout.
Fern.
No, it's not that anymore.
Change it back. Tyler Fernengel.
Yeah.
Tyler Fernengel.
It's Tyler Fernengel.
Young
Mikey
Fern.
Tyra.
Mikey Tyra.
Thank you, boys. And thank you guys
Yeah.
for
Thank
watching
you.
another
Thank
episode
you.
of The Come Up TV. We'll see you next time. Holler.
Subscribe
Peace.
on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Tinder.
Yeah.
Bang!
No.
Brandon Beacon smells like dog shit. You can't argue back because you don't have a fucking mic.
Mop right now.
Brandon.
That was good. That was fucking good.
sick, yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, he said they're on their way.